Nice, comfortable spring evening across Acadiana, and that's all thanks to winds beginning to turn out of the southeast. But those southeasterly winds are going to bring the moisture that's eventually going to get those scattered showers and storms to fire up tomorrow, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. Let's look at the big picture and see where the storms are now. They are making their way through Texas. That's where the main area of low pressure is. But along that low area of low pressure, we have a warm front that's extending down into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to be the key player heading into tomorrow morning, which will start to get some of those storms firing up first thing in the morning, continuing through the afternoon before eventually the front then comes through tomorrow night, bringing us another round of possible severe weather. So bringing it in closer to home, you can see not a whole lot on the radar this evening. We did have those few showers earlier this afternoon, but those have quickly pushed off to the east. We've just been dealing with those high to mid-level clouds this evening, but eventually we'll start to see those showers and storms work in, and it won't be all that much longer. As I expect by 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll start to see some of those isolated cells beginning to develop, some of which could be on the strong side. These are going to be your supercell type thunderstorms, and you can see maybe a little better coverage off to the east. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. Not looking at widespread, but definitely a good scattering of those thunderstorms beginning to push in and around Acadiana out the door tomorrow morning. So there could be some issues for the morning commute, but I think it's a little bit more late morning. Now, this is a good depiction of what I expect 9:30 to look like. A good chance of scattered and some of those stronger ones as we start to see some of the purple showing up. Those will be the ones capable of producing those large hail up to quarter size, but also if these discrete cells, those are the ones that could maybe start to get a little bit of rotation and could cause a brief spin up tornado. So we are going to have to watch for both of those impacts tomorrow as these storms roll through. Even around lunchtime, we'll still have a chance for some scattered activity making its way through. So it's not going to be all day, every day for our Thursday. It's going to be more rounds of showers pushing through, but during the evening, we're now looking at the models throwing a good line of storms to our north as that front begins to push through. So if you are traveling to the north, or if you live in the northern portion of Acadiana, a good chance for another round of strong to severe storms tomorrow evening as this front begins to work through. But notice it does begin to fall apart as it gets closer to Lafayette in the I-10 corridor tomorrow evening. So that might be some good news for us here in Lafayette, but still could be looking at some scattered showers, Highway 190 on northward tomorrow evening, and then continuing to fall apart into Friday morning. So here's our other model kind of showing a very similar picture as that warm front begins to lift out of the Gulf of Mexico, starting to get some scattered activity first thing in the morning. So out the door tomorrow, make sure you're tuning into Good Morning Acadiana with Dave Baker. He'll have the latest on these storms that'll be moving through into the afternoon. This model has now got a little bit more hot, showing a little bit more widespread activity, but this is only one model run, but it does show the depiction again of those strong possible storms that could be hail-bearing or maybe even produce a tornado. So make sure you are staying weather aware as this system rolls through. Does look like we get a break tomorrow evening, so hopefully tomorrow evening's commute won't be too bad. But again, you do see a line of very strong to severe storms maybe developing along that front to the north of us, and that'll begin to make its way through. Again, this model also shows that line kind of falling apart, but still one or two stronger storms could hold together, especially across the western and northern portions of Acadiana as it begins to work in tomorrow evening. So it's going to rounds of showers and storms throughout our Thursday, some of which could be on the strong and severe side before we finally begin to clear out heading into our Friday with maybe some sunshine by Friday afternoon. So as mentioned, a slight risk for severe weather, mainly north of the interstate up towards Alexandria, Monroe, the Shreveport. A little higher chance to see the damaging wind gusts, large hail, and maybe a tornado. Closer to the Gulf Coast, just a marginal risk, but everyone needs to be weather aware tomorrow for the possibility of those strong to severe storms working in through the all day long. As for rainfall totals, it does look like that won't be too much of an issue, anywhere from a half to an inch of rain. So they will be heavy downpours at time with some thunder and lightning mixed in, but not expecting any flooding concerns as those storms work through Acadiana. Not only do we have tomorrow's event, it looks like heading into the weekend we might have another round of strong storms. Saturday looks good, so I would get out and do the outdoor activities on Saturday, because here comes that next system on Sunday with a warm front lifting out of the Gulf, again producing some of those strong to possibly severe storms in the afternoon and into the evening. So it looks like a couple rounds of storms could be heading our way. So after a pretty mild start to our severe weather season, it looks like we'll maybe get a couple rounds in the coming days before we clear out heading into next week. So for the rest of this evening, mild temperatures in the 60s, but with the warmer temperatures, that will get those storms going a little later on tonight. And then continuing throughout all day Thursday, it'll be rounds of showers and storms, some of which on the strong to severe side. In between, it's going to be very warm, humid, breezy, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Then we get that little bit of a break Friday and Saturday, low rain chances, not looking too bad before the next round of storms arrives on Sunday. And then behind it, it does look like finally an extended period of nice weather with sunshine into all of next week and temperatures spring-like in the 80s, but the big story is tomorrow, the possibility of bad weather.
And that'll be on Dave's shift, so
that'll
not
be on,
so much of a late night for you.
Not so much of a late night for me, more or less Dave, and then we'll have you tomorrow with all the latest as well in the afternoon.
All right, very good. Thanks, Eric.
Still ahead on KATC, a groundbreaking in Lafayette with man's best friend in mind. We'll tell you more about that